Hello, folks. This is Tenacious Earl with the beginning of the final round of the 2018 Coastal Heritage from Palmetto Harbor Golf Club down in South Carolina. April. We're pretending it's April down there. And I got to get the cards out because I hadn't gotten them out yet. So, here's the thing. In the past, I have done a few different ways of showing cards and things like that. This time I'm probably going to... actually, I need to adjust one thing here. This is not... I'm going to do this. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to give you a shot of... Oh, hold on, where did my... full screen? That's not it. I'm looking at... apologies, I'm trying to figure out what I did here. Huh. Well, I guess I'll have to just give me a second here. There we go. Alright, so, I mean, this is the full screen, but what I would like to do, in fact, is I have little zoom-ins I can do, so, of different areas. So, for the most part, I will probably be on this view here. The course cards will be down here, but I may try to zoom in here or there when it makes sense. A couple things. First off, leaderboard up here. If anybody is interested in figuring out how to do this, I could send you the Excel sheet that I created, which has the format for these. Well, actually, I have a couple of spreadsheets that have the number, you know, the layout for the relation to par cards, but also then you could just fill in the names that you want for the little like name cards. I'm hoping people can see it. I think if I do this here, you can see the leaderboard pretty well. So let's just go over that while we have it zoomed in. Celestino Garcia and Zephaniah Scott are going to enter this final round in the same pairing, and they will also be starting at -6. Then two back, we have a foursome of Gareth Leonard, Adam Trenchard, Trevor Nolan, and Ellis Moberly. At -3, three behind Trent McAdams, Martin Van Dyke, Jae-Gun Woo. And then at -2, we have Carlos Solari, Evan Aldrich, and Shinji Kenichi. Boy, that's a tough name to pronounce, but we got it eventually. So I'm just kind of getting ready to go here, so let's be rolling. So we're going to start off with the first group. What we do is we have, oh, and I always forget to do this. I guess I'll just do it along the way. We have either foursomes or threesomes, or twosomes or threesomes in these tournaments. And so this is how the, actually what I should do is come back out to... So now, where did it go? My stuff disappears. I don't know where these views go. Okay. What the heck? Oh, I know what I'm doing wrong. I forget to hit the check mark, I guess. Okay, now I think that will be better. So let's stay at this review. Here are the twosomes that will be going on here. Evan Aldrich, Shinji Kenichi start, and then Jae-Gun Woo, Carlos Solari, Trent McAdams, and Martin Van Dyke in the third group. Fourth group, Trevor Nolan, Ellis Moberly, Gareth Leonard, and Adam Trenchard in the fifth group. And then the final group, Celestino Garcia and a sunny Zephaniah Scott. I'll apologize. I may not get a chance to check Oh, Bill. Hi, Bill. You said you had the third round to watch. Yeah. Don't look at if you want the suspense. Don't look at what we got laid out here. Might be too late, but all right. So we're gonna start with the first group, par 4 here at Palmetto Harbor. The first. So it's the trees down the left side are pretty close to the fairway, so you have to be mighty careful about going down the left. The landing area is spacious, I guess, further to the right, so let's go ahead and give it a roll. So Evan Aldrich, the first tee off, and it's a course control rating of 4. And here we go. Evan Aldrich and Shinji Kenichi. Aldrich, they're both at -2. And so we have 3 on the, and then this. Got to try and keep them all in the hopper there. So a 3 means it will be the hole will control it for Evan Aldrich. And then instead of a silver, we have a brown here. So you'll have to imagine that to be a silver color. 55, so it's going to be course, Golf Cam course. I haven't made any course adjustments here. We're just going to play this one straight up today, the way they have it rated, and see how people do. And I'm going to move my, still trying to get a little bit of setup action here going. All right. What? Yes. Be right back. There. Okay, so 55 is Golf Cam course. It's kind of tough to show the book, but I will try to read through things. So, so if you've never seen this before, the white die dictates whether it's the course that will control a hole that is being played, or whether the golfer's traits do. And the golfer's traits do play into even when the course controls, but then we read, if it's the course control, we read the black and the brown here, usually silver in the smaller dice, but I like the bigger dice. Black and brown, you go in sequential order from lowest to highest, so this is 55. And then you read the green die to figure out the result of the hole, or what final check you would do of the result. So this is a par 4. I'll show you the book here. And we have a 2, so we have to check, is it cordial? So where you would see that is on the course card, which is right there. It would be right in this area, and there's no, it would either be cordial or daunting, or semi-cordial, semi-daunting, or double cordial, any of those. And then there's also green ratings of challenging or friendly. In this case, it's not cordial. So then you go to the next check, is it daunting hole? And it is not. So without this little symbol here, if you can see, this little exclamation mark is on some cards. If it's that, it makes the putts get 1 rating more difficult, but because it is not, it means it's an easy putt for par for him, which means you roll 2 of the D6s, and that will determine whether he makes it. If you roll the 2 D6s here for an easy par putt, and if you get 2 6s, he misses. In this case, he makes it with a 4 and a 5, so he will par the first hole. And then next is Shinji Kenichi. And I'm having trouble getting all my dice into this box, but again, with a 4, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are all controlled by the hole. So 4 means we check 16, and on the course card, 16 is Golf Cam course. So again, we will go to check slot 2, which is basically, again, another easy putt for par for Kanishi. So he'll have a chance at a par to start, and he gets it. So par is on the first hole for the group, and we are off. So we will go back here to the sort of global view. So now we get to a hole that is easier. We've got hole number 2. It's a chance at an eagle. Whenever you see direct here, so these are what I'm talking about with the first one is going to describe the difficulty of the hole itself from tee to green, and this is double cordial, which means it is a very easy hole. Friendly means that it's not a very challenging green. It's going to be quite accessible, quite able to make putts. And then direct, that means that golfers will have a higher propensity for reaching the green in fewer than regulation shots. So on a par 5 in this case, you would reach it in 2. Golfers would have a higher percentage that would be happening. So the first group will play this hole first. And so we will go back to this, and it will be Aldrich. He still has the honor as both players parred. And the course control number is 5. And let me just show you this one more time if you're unfamiliar. Right here is where you see the course control. And if we want to look at the first hole, that's where we got 2, 3, 4, and 5. On the white die means you have to look off the card. But in this case, only the 5 will. Only if you get a 5 on the white die do you end up with having to look off the course card. So here we go with. And I keep missing it. The decider die is a yes, by the way, if you were wondering. You get a 4, so we do look off of the 3. So the golfer has control. And when we do that, we read the 3 other dice in consecutive order, and we go to the appropriate page for the hole, the par of the hole. So this is par 5. There's also one for par 3s and par 4s. So with 5, 5, 6, we come over here and we check, is this player with the woods, is he a legend? And if you look at Aldrich there, let's zoom it in a bit right here. Hopefully you can see that. He's a semi-bomber with woods, so no, he's not a legend. With an iron, is he a hacker? No. Is he a champion with irons? No, he's a hero. So we immediately go to Golf Cam Green, which will utilize the double cordial as cordial, and this should be able to set him up. So we've got a 6 here on the green die. Is it friendly or laser? Well, actually, the green cam uses the friendly designation off of the whole card, and so 6 is it a friendly green? And it is. So terrific iron, helpful roll. He has a clutch putt for birdie. So we look at Evan Aldrich's clutch rating, clutch putting, and it's gold. So that is very good. That means we roll 1d6, and whatever that comes, if it's 1 to 5, he will earn a birdie and gain a stroke on the field on this relatively easy par 4. He'll also get a blue chip, which is advantageous down the road. So let's see. And he makes it. So there is a birdie on the par 5. One of the easiest holes on the course, and we will give Evan Aldrich a blue chip. So now, just to explain the control number with the white die on the tee shot. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What happens with 6? Well, we may see this here on this par 5, but any hole where you roll a 6 on the white die, unless you get 2 6s on the rest of these, you can take a gimme par that you assume is made. You don't even have to do a putt. It's just an automatic gimme par. They get a blue chip for it because they exhibited patience Now you could turn that down and try to attack the green. The chances of getting a good score on that are not great, but if you're playing from behind and you need to attack a green, you can do that. On a par 5 that is double, or on any hole that is double cordial, if you get the 6, you can take an automatic birdie, gimme birdie, and assume it's made, but you don't get a blue chip for that. So anyway, let's move on to Kanishi. Just trying to explain a few of the rules for anybody who's watching this for the first time, and I forgot to move Evan Aldrich to -3 on the scoreboard. So Kanishi, so that's also a 4. He's going to have a 1-1-6. This gives him a pretty decent chance at a birdie here. 1-1-6. Is he a duffer off the tee? No, he's a shaper. So, is it a firm? We aren't playing a firm green on this one, so he's got a moderate putt for birdie, which, well, it's a decent chance. That is a 33% chance, 1-2. And it's a 2. He makes it, so a birdie for Kanishi. And he also moves to -3, so we need to condense these cards a little bit. So let's just take a quick look at the leaderboard while we're getting ready for number 1. You can see that both Kanishi and Aldrich have moved to -3. So now we move back to the first, and we will start with Jae Gun Woo on this par 4. And so a 2 means, again, the course controls at 14. He is in the woods. We will show it here. 14, a 1 and a 4 on the brown and black dice. That's going to be the woods. Those are leaves on there. So a par 4, and then we look at the 3, and it's the first shot on the par 4. So we check to see if he is a workman. And he is not a workman. So he ends up with an easy putt for par after he gets himself out of the trees and a good pitch. So again, we roll 2d6s, and as long as they aren't double 6s, he makes a par. So a fair start there for Woo. And here is Solari. Course controlled again, 45. He is in the woods as well. And then a 2. So is he a master? Now, Carlos Solari is not a master. So again, he's going to have an easy putt for par. If he had been a master, he would have had a chance at maybe holing it out for a birdie, or, you know, giving himself a very good birdie chance. But instead, he will take an easy par putt, which he does make. And so we are through 2 groups here. Let's keep it moving right along. We'll take a look at the leaderboard here, since we're sort of at the turn of a hole. Woo at -3 stays there, as does, Solari stays at -2. And so now we go to hole number 3, which I'm going to just zoom it in a little bit more so maybe you can see a little bit better. So this is the card for hole 3. Semi-daunting. So when we roll this decide or die, it's half yes, half no. So half the time it will be a daunting hole, half the time it will be a normal hole. And that comes into play on the Golf Cam course. And this is also going to be semi-firm green. So some shots are going to be affected by this green. So that's not going to be helpful. This one will be more helpful. So it'll be Evan Aldrich with a blue chip, which would help him somewhere along the road here and either make a putt easier or change control, or give control one way or the other. But he's gonna play this hole straight up 55. That is going to be in the woods off the tee. So after the tee shot, he is not a workman. So He's going to have a moderate second putt per par. Now, moderate par is different than moderate birdie or moderate eagle. Moderate birdie or eagle is 1 to 2. Moderate par is 1 to 5. So only the 6 would cause him to miss. And he does miss, so he is going to have an easy bogey putt. Each successive putt gets one easier, but he is going to pick up a bogey on the par 4 and basically hand back that stroke that he got at 2. Could use the blue chip to improve his putt, but a lot of times it can seem like a better choice to hold on to it when you can use it to gain an advantage and maybe gain a shot. So here's Kanishi. Again, hole will control at 12. He's going to be in the sand with his approach shot. If you haven't seen it here on the card, so we go to 12. 12 of these, this diamond of dots is a sand icon. And again, on the par 4 in the sand on the second shot, we look at selection 4. Is he chunky? And Kanishi is not, so he'll have a moderate putt per par. He's hoping he has a little better chance. Well, he's got the same chance, but he has a little better luck with this. And he does. That will be a par. So he'll remain at -3. So now you've got Jae-Gun Woo and Carlos Solari at the easy par 5 second. And he's got a chance at a gimme birdie putt, and he will take it. So Woo will move to -4. That is because of the white 6, as I mentioned before. So Woo moves up. Solari still at -2. He's also going to have a 6, and so he will also actually Woo. No, because it's an automatic birdie, you don't get a blue chip. But they will both take easy birdies to gain a shot on the leaders. Okay, now we will go to a couple guys who are often favorites for these tournaments. Trent McAdams and Martin Van Dyke. They'll be playing the first. So course control 13 on the first is going to be in the sand with his second shot. A 5. So McAdams needs to be sandy, and he's not. So he's going to end up with a difficult putt for par. And so he's facing a 1 to 3 chance, so a 50% chance at making this or dropping a shot back to 4 behind the leaders right off the bat. But he makes it, so he will maintain his position at -3. So a good save on the first for McAdams, and now Martin Van Dyke. It will be 34, so that'll be Golf Cam course. Let's see what it pulls up here on the par 4 and a 3. Cordial hole, no. Daunting hole, no. So it'll be a clutch putt for par for Van Dyke, and he's not a good putter. He's semi-rust. He needs a 1 or 2, and he gets it. He'll earn a blue chip. He gets a lucky roll there to get the par, and because it is a luck putt, he gets a blue chip, which, because it basically gives him some confidence. So this is where our leaderboard stands after the first group off gets through 3 holes. No change at the top. Obviously, they haven't started yet. And you got a little jockeying behind, but nothing. I guess the biggest news is Woo getting to -4. See if he can keep it going here. All right, so we're going to go to the par 3 fourth. Semi-daunting par 3. There's a hidden bunker behind the green. But you'd rather be in there than be in the water behind the green. So you can see here we have some water droplets at 16, 22, and 35. So a dangerous hole, and you get 4 levels of course control. So you just could be a hole where Evan Aldrich would decide he wanted to take take control of this himself, but he's going to hold on to that blue chip. And but Kanishi's going to be first because Aldrich bogeyed the third. Well, guess what? Kanishi gets control on the par 3 with a 1. So that could be a good thing for him. And you look at 1, 3, 4. So he is not a hacker. So we go to right now. Kanishi is he is semi hot because he got a birdie on the second but parred the third. But the decider die does not show a dot, so he is currently just neutral. And 3 on the par 3, is he cold? No, he's not cold. He is neutral. He has an easy putt for birdie. That's a 1 to 4, so we haven't had too many higher numbers. Let's see, he needs another low number here. And he gets it. He needed a 1 to 4, and he got it on the easy birdie, so he will take a 2 on the par 3, and he will move to -4. So a bit of a log jam here, 4 under par. But he started out his round 2 under par. Evan Aldrich. And he's going to take a gift par here. That's on this relatively difficult par 3. And not tempt too much fate there. So he is going to stay at -2, but he is accruing blue chips, which could help him down the road, depending on how he uses them. Back to the par 3. I guess I should go to a camera that's a little more zoomed. Here is Wu. Par 4, third, and he will have control with 3, 3, 6. So is Wu hot? No, he's not because of the decider die. He is semi-hot, but with the decider die not showing, that means he's neutral. Is he dynamic? No, he's not. So it's going to be green cam. We go to 3 on the par 4. It's not a challenging green, so he's going to have a clutch putt for birdie. Semi-rust, he needs some luck like Martin Van Dyke had. He needs a 1 or a 2. And it's a 1. That white die is rolling good for some guys, and that gives him 2 in a row. And he will rise to 1 behind the leaders at -5. So a rare birdie at number 3. And now Carlos Solari. And it'll be course control with 44, and that's going to be in the sand with his second. So Solari birdied the second, but it's going to have a bit of a challenge to kind of pull it together here for the final. So in the sand with his second shot and a 4. Is he chunky? He is not. So he'll have a moderate putt for par. That's 1 to 5. And he'll make that. Okay, so Jae-Gun Woo is making a move here on the final day. And we got Trent McAdams and Martin Van Dyke. Van Dyke, he got a par, but he made a clutch putt for par on the last hole. So this will be McAdams teeing off here at the second. And he will have control 1-1-3. He should have a great chance, a moderate chance at a birdie, at least. 1-1-3. Is he scattered? No. Is he champion? He's semi-champion with a dot. He's going to go to the special short game chart. We check a 1. Is he stone? He is not stone. Well, he's going to have a chance at the pin. And we go to the pin micro chart, which is this one right here. So he's got a chance at a really low score here. Let's see. We roll the 6-sided die, and it's a 3. Hits the flag and kicks out. He's got an easy putt for birdie. 1-4. Oh, and he missed the easy putt for birdie, and he didn't have any chips to use, so he will take a gimme putt for par. And he will make that. He could have used any of those 3 rolls on the previous one to get a birdie, but instead he will par. It looked like he was going to have a real chance at a birdie there, but instead he lips it out. And here is Martin Van Dyke. He does have a blue chip to use if he gets the roll. Oh, but it's going to be off the course cam. And it is going to be off the course card. 12 is course, so this should give him a chance at a birdie here at least. Well, not at least. It should give him a chance at a birdie. Cordial hole, yes. So clutch putt for birdie. He's semi-rust. He's going to use the blue chip to get to semi-gold. 1-4. Makes it. So he can't get a blue chip after spending it, but he does earn a birdie, and he will get to -4. So we've got 9 guys within 2 shots of the lead now. And Trevor Newen and Ellis Moberly will tee off at the first. So far, pars around at the first. No birdies, no bogeys. Let's see if that trend continues or if someone can catch a break here on one of the holes. Oh, you can see that one. So that'll be course control 25. That's going to be in the woods, so he's going to have to work to get the par. And a 1 tree. What is it? 25 trees in his second shot. Is he a workman? No. Perfect strike from between the trees. Pin. So I've got to find my pin chart in the box here. So give me a moment. There's some mini charts in the game. And boy, everybody stomps around up there like they're a herd of elephants. Can't just be quiet. So, pin, it's a 2. He'll have an easy par putt. And he does make the par putt. So, Nolan is successful in getting that to start. And now we go to Ellis Moberly. And so a 2, it'll be course control 26, and that'll be golf cam course. With a 2 on the par 4, is it a cordial hole? No. A daunting no. Easy putt for par. So he will make that. And so we will take a look at the leaderboard at the moment. So Garcia and Scott still at -6. Where they haven't started the round yet. Then you got Jae Gun Woo, who is 2 under for his round so far. Birdies, back-to-back birdies. You have half dozen at -4, and then you got McAdams, Solari, and Aldrich a little further back. Just got people. Sometimes it'd be nice for family to be happy it's the weekend and just relax. That's not easy to do, so we need to take a look at the hole card here. We go to the next hole, hole 5. You could reach it in 2, but you need accuracy to avoid water. So you can see here on the card, water down the left side, in play off the tee. could get an eagle depending on whether or not the golfer has the traits for it. That's really where it's going to come down to on this particular hole. So we'll see if anybody can get it. Evan Aldrich is a guy who could see that. He's got potential traits there that could be helpful. All right, so because this is not double cordial though, and he's got 2 6s on the other dice, that means he's got to make a clutch putt for par. Now he is gold, so only a 6 would be a problem, and he makes a 5, so he'll actually get another blue chip. And he will get a par 5, but now he's stocked him up. He's got 3. Okay, and we go to Kanishi. And so that'll be golfer controlled 225. See if he's got the right traits here to be able to maybe pull off an eagle. So 225. Is he a legend? No. Hero. He's semi-hero with a dot. Yes, so we will go to the gallery cheers, but when the gallery cheers, a blue chip of confidence is earned. So Kanishi will get that. And we go to the 2. Is he a champion? He's not. So he's going to have a moderate putt for birdie. He could use the blue chip right now to make it an easy putt, but he's going to go ahead and accept that this is not necessarily a gimme birdie here, or any kind of birdie hole. So 1 or 2 he'll make it. Otherwise, he will have an easy putt for par. And it's a 5, so he will need the easy putt for par, which he will make. So both Aldrich and Kanishi par the 5th to remain Aldrich at -2 and Kanishi at -4. So now Wu on back-to-back birdies going to the 4th, and he's going to use a strategy of giving himself control of this hole. So we'll see if that gives him any advantage here. Love to keep this birdie streak going. 3-3-4. Is he a champion? He is. Exquisite backspin. Ball stops within 2 feet of the pin. Easy putt for birdie. So that's a 1-4. He doesn't have any blue chips left. He needs a 1-4. And he gets it. So 3 birdies in a row, and he ties the lead. A nice run here for Wu. And he makes a run to the top. So Carlos Solari trying to keep up with his playing partner. Not easy. He's 1 under for the round at -3. And it's going to be course control 16. Oh, no. Oh, no. 16. The 1 and the 6 on the black and the brown. And if we look here, 16, he has knocked it into the drink. That's a devastating shot there. So that could be a big number. He might be able to figure it out here, but let's see. So off the tee on the par 3, he's in the water, and he goes to 1. So is he hot? Solari is not hot because of the D20, or not the D20, the decider die. Sorry, the decider die here is no. So after drop, launched onto the green, a moderate putt for bogey. So that's a 1-5. And he just barely sneaks it in the side, but that's going to be a 4, and he will drop back to even on his round, -2. So the 4th claims a victim. Misjudges his iron into the green, and it is in the drink. 3rd hole. It'll be Trent McAdams. 46. That's going to be golf cam course. So with a 3 on the par 4, cordial or daunting. It's not daunting this time because of the decider die not showing, so he will have an easy par putt. catches a break there. And boy, he almost misses the gimme par putt. Or the easy par putt, excuse me. Van Dyke. Uh, 14, it's in the woods. And a 3. Woods off the tee, 3. Workman. Not a workman, so he's going to have an easy putt for par as well. He'll maintain his, unless he misses this, but -4. Oh boy, he almost misses it too, but so far so good. We haven't had any what's called the high roll. So this 2d6 roll, if you get 6s, is a miss. That's called the high roll. Okay, back to the easy second. See if any of these guys here at -4 can try to go the way of Jae Gun Woo here and start putting pressure on that lead group. So here is no one. He'll have control 2, 3, 6 on the par 5. He's not a duffer. It is a direct green. Green and 2, moderate putt for eagle. He doesn't have any blue chips, so a 1 or a 2, he would eagle, and that would immediately foist him into the lead. Oh, I thought I saw a 2 in there, but it's a 3, so that leaves him an easy putt for birdie. 1 to 4. And he misses that, so now that'll be a gimme putt for par. 73 putts. Golden opportunity, but no one can't take advantage. He doesn't have any blue chips. If he had blue chips, it would be helpful. Moberly now. So that's a 3 if you can't see it here. 3, 4, 4. Moberly will check his traits. 3, 4, 4. Yeoman or puny? Neither. Is he cold? Moberly is neutral, so this is going to go off his mood. His mood is neutral at the moment. Check 3 on the par 5. Is he stormy? No. He'll have an easy putt for birdie. Now, he really needs to make this. If he makes it, he will be sunny. If he misses it, he will be stormy. So easy putt for birdie, 1 to 4. And he makes it. So a sunny Moberly makes a birdie and will rise to -5. And we will hit the first. And it will be Gareth Leonard teeing off here with Adam Trenchard to follow. Another couple favorites. Good morning, Al. Good to see you. Got a couple people checking in. The first here, par 4. No birdies, no bogeys yet with 4 groups 3. And a 14, it's going to be in the woods off the tee. So let us see what's going on the with the 3 out of the woods. Is he a workman? Leonard is not a workman, so he will have an easy putt for par. We've had a lot of those on this hole. And nobody's missed him yet, and no one has still. And now the Aussie, Adam Trenchard. I believe he won our first tournament on the tour this season. He's 2 behind the leaders. And it will be course control 25. He's also in the woods. This on his second shot. So that's... he's got a 1, and he's not a workman. So this actually is going to work out pretty well. A potential pin shot here. So again, I'll show you the pin card here. He'd really like a 1. And then he could roll the decide or die to see if he holds it. But he gets a 6. He's going to have a difficult putt for par. And he doesn't have any blue chips. 1 to 3. And he makes it. So good for him. All right, so let's take a quick peek at the leaderboard. Things are moving. You've got a 3-way tie at the top. Garcia, Scott, and Wu. You've got Moberly -5, 1 behind. And then you've got 5 guys at -4. Leonard Trenchard, no one Kanishi and Van Dyke, and then you have McAdams at -3, followed by Aldrich and Solari. So what we will do is we will do another trip through here, I think, and then probably take a break. So Evan Aldrich with three blue chips. So he's got 3 blue chips, but he's even par for his round. And Kanishi is the one who has the honor here, and he does have a blue chip. So par 4-6. Let's go to this view of it here. Course control 4. Got bunkers on both sides of the fairway, so you got to watch out for the sand. It's not daunting. It's not cordial. So it's basically what you would almost consider to be a par hole and get out if you can get it. That's probably what these guys want. Now, a guy like Kanishi could consider using the blue chip here to try and get control and try to gain on the leaders, but it doesn't always work out for you. So he's going to go ahead and roll, hope for a 1 or a 6, and he gets a 5, and it'll be 55. He's in the woods, off the tee, and a 5. Is he a master? He's semi-master with a dot, so yes, he will end up with an easy putt for par. He catches a break there. Could have been a lot worse. He'll make it. And he will stay at -4. And Evan Aldrich needs to start using these chips to his advantage. He's going to hold on to them for a while, though. 46 is going to be in the rough. So he comes to rest in the tall grass. And a 5. Is he a master? No, he is not a master. So he will have a difficult putt for par. He's going to hold on to his blue chips. May not be wise, but he really doesn't want a bogey here. But I think he figures he needs to be able to use those blue chips to get birdies. So 1 to 3, and he makes it. So good. Ends up working into his advantage, not to press his luck here there. So he stays at -2. He's 4 behind. Everybody's shooting all right here, and you got a par 5 here that can be a birdie opportunity. Jay Gunwoo currently 3 under in his round, 6 under for the tournament. He gets control with 4-5-5. Is Woo hot? He has 3 birdies in a row, so yes, and he's going to get a blue chip. He gets gallery cheers on a par 5, and then we go to the 5. Is he a hacker? No, he's not. There's going to be strong applause for him, and we have to re-roll the white die and see what comes up from there. It's a 5. Looping iron shot to the edge of the apron, a double difficult putt for birdie. So he is going to lag, and he will take the easy putt for par. He has a share of the lead. No sense in pressing his luck too much. He'll make that. So a 5 for Woo, and his streak comes to an end. Ran out of luck there a bit. So Solari at -2, coming off a bogey. Needs to turn his round around. And let's see. What's he got here? He's going to take a blue chip and take a par and not get too greedy here trying to do too much too soon. He's within 4. There's time, but at some point he's got to start making a move. Could attack the green there, I guess. Going to be good down the stretch. Moberly. Yeah, Moberly has been. you, Gil Granbury, he did not. He's also been there before. You might be thinking of him. He's been. He finished out of the out of contention here, but Moberly has been up there a bit too. So Trent McAdams, par 3/4, and that's going to be 23 in the sand. So it just misses the green shot there. So and a 1. So we got sand on the first here. Is he chunky? And McAdams is not, so he's going to have a pin shot. And so the pin shot, hoping for a 1. He gets a 2, and that's going to be an easy par putt. He'll take that. Could have been worse out of the sand, and he will par. Actually, I messed up. Well, we'll just leave it like this. Now Martin Van Dyke. This is history maker, so we're McAdams. Van Dyke was off using the men's room, and they've been warned about their slow play. So McAdams went a little too early there, and just trying to make sure they don't get nailed with penalty strokes. So 35. Oh no, Van Dyke. This is where that's really tough, because it could have been one or the other who ends up with the 35 on the course control, and that 35 is a water shot. Well, it's gonna be Van Dyke. There sure is. Actually, Mr. Moley was commenting on the play site that he was doing a tournament today at 1863 course, which I believe translates to St. Andrews. So, well, there was a 2 on the green die. I almost messed up here and changed the. But so they sell the packs in they try to package together domestic courses in a pack, and then if there's when they're courses that are overseas, they try to put 4 into a pack that are all overseas courses. Usually British Isles. The one that I got was a couple of Asian courses and a Mexican course. So, well, with a 2 on the par 3 in the water on the first, is he sunny? Van Dyke is not. So he's going to have a moderate putt for bogey, 1 to 5. He'll make the bogey. He's going to drop a shot. So, going to try and get through these. So the third here would be Nolan and Moberly. Moberly with the birdie, he'll go first. I got to remember to look at that. Got to go with the honor. And that's a 3. Means that it will be course control 56. Well, it's going to be, we're going to check the Golf Cam course. Semi-daunting, no dot, so it's going to be normal hole with a 4. Par 4, cordial no, daunting no, easy putt for par. All's well that ends well. So, Moberly gets a 4, no one. Decider die is also no, but he's going to have control of this hole. No one. 2, 3, 6 on a par 4. Is he a duffer? No. Well, he's going to catch a little bit of a bad break here. He's going to have to use a short game with a 2. Is he stone? No. So he'll have a pin shot here. Maybe a chance to knock it in. And he gets a 1, a decider die, and it will be in for a birdie. Oh, and he doesn't get it, but he'll have the gimme par putt. So almost a chance for no one to get to within a shot of the lead, and he does make it. All right, so it'll be Leonard and Trenchard at the second. I'm waiting for Carnoustie to come out. That's where this year's British Open is, and that's where the Championship of the UK will be on our tour here. So if not, there are user created courses. I would probably just use one of those. So Leonard at the tee at the second, double cordial. Oh, it's going to be off the course card though, and it's 16, which is in the sand off the tee. He should still have a chance to recover here though. We look at the 3. Is he chunky? He is not, so he's going to have an easy putt for birdie. So on the par 5, being in the bunker isn't so bad off the tee. Easy birdie putt, 1-4. Whoops, I didn't mean to roll that, but let's roll this. I always try to roll the white die if I'm going to roll a singlet. Makes it. So that is good for Leonard. He gets a birdie, and he will move to -5, and Trenchard hopes to do the same. Okay, so 3-3-5, golfer controls it. 3-3-5 is Trenchard a king. He is, so he is going to get a blue chip. And the gallery will cheer. We'll see if he can, how he fares here the rest of the way. Hacker, no. So he's going to get strong applause, and we have to re-roll the white die to see what the result of this is. It's a 5. He's going to have a double difficult putt for birdie. Trenchard will take the easy par putt. He'll lag it up there. He is... that's unfortunate. That feels like a shot given back to the field. On the second, we have had 10 players play it, and we've had 7 of the 10 birdie. So a par is more or less a bogey. But here we are with the lead group, and this is where we will close it out here. So on the first, Celestino Garcia and Zephaniah Scott. The first for control rating hole. And here's Garcia, and he will have control 4-4-5. So a nice start for him. Let's see how this plays out on the par 4. 4-4-5. Not hot. Is he gilded? No. So it's how his mood is, and he's neutral mood. We'll check 4. Sunny, no. He'll have a double difficult birdie putt. So in order to maintain a neutral disposition, he's not going to try the double difficult birdie putt. Instead, he will lag it for an easy par. He will make it and maintain that shot, or that place in the lead. But if you try to make that and miss it, you become stormy. So that's why we do. Well, thanks, Al. Zephaniah Scott now. Try and move this over just a tad so you can see the full card there, as much of it as we can get in the shot. Here we go. And so a 3 on the white die means we check 12. That's going to be in the rough around the green. So let's see if Zephaniah can get up and down here. Is he a master? He is not. So he's going to have a moderate putt for par. That's a 1-5 to maintain his share of the lead. And he does sneak it in. And so we're through the first hole with everybody. The first group is through 6. Let's go ahead and take a quick peek. Not too much movement here in this last set. We had Van Dyke drop to -3. Gareth Leonard move up to -5. Those are the only 2 scores that changed. So this is where it stands as we take a break here on this tournament. Probably we'll be back a little later to try to get through a second third of it, we'll say. Probably will play a little bit more quickly as we progress. I tried to explain some to start. Celestino Garcia, Zephaniah Scott, Jae-Gun Woo. Woo is -3 for the round so far, so a good start for him. They're all in the lead. Then you've got 2 at -5. Ellis Moberly, Gareth Leonard. Leonard, you got to watch out for him. He's a good rated golfer. Then you got -4 Adam Trenchard, who's also got some really good traits. If he can have the rolls go his way. Then Trevor Nolan and Shinji Kanishi, those are two a little bit more, we'll say, dark horses. McAdams, he would be a favorite, but he hasn't had a good start. He's a very steady start. Pars across the board. Martin Van Dyke in the water on the 4th. Dropped back to -3 after getting a birdie early on, so he's going to have some work to do. And then -2, Evan Aldrich, Carlos Solari, again, guys that are they're going to have trouble challenging, but we'll keep an eye on them, see if any of them can get hot, see if some rolls go their way. So we'll be back in a little bit. Thanks for watching the 2018 Coastal Heritage. Check back in an hour or so, maybe sooner, maybe later, and we will continue with this tournament on the Tenacious Golf Tour for Tabletop Earl. This is Tenacious Earl. Till next time, enjoy your tabletop sports.